Ring the bell.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Slam Society here. I'm your host, Karlifornia, once again for the MLW Intimidation Games review here from March 1st, 2024, from the Melrose Ballroom in Queens, New York. I just watched, what was it called? Burning Crush, MLW Burning Crush from February 17th. That review's on this channel too. Few weeks late though, I wasn't aware that they had a show between Super Fight and Intimidation Games. But I really enjoyed that show. So we're heading into this, and my hype, my feelings toward MLW are at an all-time high, brother. Absolutely. By the way, it's like 35 degrees Celsius here right now. Very humid. I'm very thirsty, very parched. Dude, oh, ice cold, sugar-free iced tea. Anyway, let's get on with this, hey? So it's Intimidation Games, headlined by Kojima against Minoru Suzuki for the MLW World Heavyweight Championship. But we're starting off with the MLW World Middleweight Championship. Rocky Romero with Jesus and Salina de la Renta takes on Mistico with Cesar Duran at ringside. I'm digging this little angle here between Salina and Cesar. I'm finding it very intriguing. She has to prove herself to this guy who's just he's trying to spoil her party here in MLW. One thing I will say, and I'll sit properly in my chair. You know what? MLW really seemed to put the international guys on a pedestal. I mean, you look at Kojima and Suzuki in the main event here, you see how they parade Mistico about and talk about how important he is to Lucha Libre and how much of a draw he is money-wise. They put these guys on a pedestal. It's not how AEW treats them when they come in just to put over AEW talent. You know, no wonder, what's his name? The guy from Stardom, former boss. What's his name? Is it Ogawa? Rossi Ogawa. Rossi, yeah. Yeah, no wonder he didn't want Stardom to do any business with AEW because he knew that they'd just be going over there to put over the AEW talent. Look at the results of all the Forbidden Door shows. Look at how the top NJPW talent lose to the top AEW talent. But when the New Japan guys get a win, it's over someone a little bit lower down on the card. Just look at it. Trust me. Anyway, Salina coming out with Rocky as per usual, as is tradition. And wow, she looked good. Good. Speaking of looking good, Mistico was great last time he was in MLW. And from the last few months of me actually watching MLW, Rocky Romero he's become a staple of Major League Wrestling. The crowd were in a frenzy early on in this one. Rocky started to get into Mistico's head by ripping his mask so bad, which is a tactic used to mess with a lot of luchadors' minds because they want to keep their identity a mystery. So if you have them panicking about their identity being revealed, then obviously now you've got them not only thinking about the match that they are currently performing in and trying to beat you in, but they are now worried about their mask and their identity being revealed. It is good psychology. It's just when I watch AAA, I get annoyed because they do it way too much. Like, way too much. This was an intense matchup, and I really enjoyed Salina screaming at Rocky. And I found it rather fetching that she's so fierce and wild. Mistico kicked out of the Sunset Driver, which Rocky couldn't believe it. This was the first real showdown with Cesar and Salina's guys, I suppose. It's high stakes. It feels like it's high stakes. They traded some big moves and both kicked out. I believe one was a Spanish fly, etc., etc., etc. Rocky tapped out immediately to the Fujiwara armbar, which he, Mistico does that out of the what do you call it? Head scissors. Immediately tapped out. After that whole long title reign, immediately tapping out. I like that. I like the way that they put him over. So we have a new champion. Mistico is the new middleweight champion. Salina was in tears over it. Cesar gets the first win in this feud between the two and their newly warring factions. I was wondering why I was starting to get a headache. It's because I didn't put my glasses on. Fuck. Okay. So Mistico, new middleweight champion in 18 minutes and 1 second. You know what else is a staple? Romero is a staple of MLW. Me having to clean my glasses every time I start doing a review is a staple of my reviews. How do my glasses get so smudged? I don't recall touching them, or the lens at least. Why are my fingerprints all over it? I don't touch it, but somehow I do. This is the bane of my existence, and I apologize that this review's now become about me and my plight with my reading glasses review, but let's move forward. New York City tag team street fight. Here we go, bitch. AKIRA and Jake Crist taking on The Calling, Rickey Shane Page, Sami Callihan with Cannonball, Dr. Cornwallis, and Talon at ringside. This is the palate cleanser I'm looking for here. This is what I like about MLW, different flavors. Different flavors. The issue between AKIRA and Rickey Shane Page has been going on for months, raging on since last year after AKIRA was excommunicated from The Calling. AKIRA has fallen short in the few times that they have done battle. I think they've done battle maybe 2 or 3 times in singles action, possibly. And they've been for RSP's National Openweight Championship. So he's been seeking out the help of others to combat RSP and his new ally, Sami Callihan, and the evolving version of The Calling ran by RSP. So, yeah, the weapons were brought out very soon into this, but one thing I would say, they did some dives at the beginning of the match that the people on the outside of the ring were on AEW dive time, where they're just standing there waiting. Anywho, this is a war. The weapons are out. People have gone through doors. AKIRA goes through a door. Crist fights back. He gets laid out. AKIRA's copying it hard, like he has done the whole angle. The blue meanie gets pulled out from underneath the ring, and he brawls with Cannonball, which I thought was fantastic. Little homage to Raven and Raven's Nest in ECW. I hope they keep doing stuff like that. I hope during this feud Lodi shows up. I hope Ron Reese shows up. I hope anyone that was, a part of Raven's Nest or Raven's Flock, I hope they show up. And maybe even Julio De Niro. Is he even still around? He was in that group in TNA with him, wasn't he? Anyway, unfortunately, The Calling were once again too good, and Jake Crist was pinned by Rickey Shane Page. Afterward, The Calling went for a beatdown on Crist and AKIRA, but then Jimmy Lloyd ran out to make the save. This is a war. 11 minutes, 7 seconds. After the match, Sami wanted a mic. Raven popped up on the big screen afterward. His new faction he leads is called The Response. So there's The Calling and now The Response. The war is beginning, and RSP tried to one-up Raven on the mic. And this feud is only just building now. I'm sure something's going to be going down at War Chamber. It's really hot here. Oh, dude, I've got a pedestal fan on me. It's killing me. It's really warm in this room. Let's move forward. Bobby Fish, making his MLW debut here, takes on Alex Kane with Faye Jackson and Mr. Thomas at ringside. So Alex Kane nearly went on a sabbatical after losing the MLW World title. Mr. Thomas however, had different ideas. He told Alex, gave him a pep talk at Burning Crush, which within a few seconds completely changed Alex's way of thinking. So we knew this was going to be a technical battle. It was a stalemate to start off with, and the match was based off both wrestlers and their ground game. Bobby Fish was going the cheap route, though, and the referee was too stupid to see it. But it was very crafty and creative the way that Bobby Fish was going about his underhanded tactics. Kane fought back with gusto despite all of this. Great cutoffs, but great hope spots, that were cut off by Bobby Fish. The heat kept going, but then Kane starts hitting those patented suplexes he is known for and wearing Bobby Fish out. This was a struggle. Alex Kane won the match in great fashion by putting Fish to sleep. I'm sure there is a sleeping with the fishes reference there I can use, but I can't think of it. 10 minutes, 14 seconds, thanks to referee stoppage. After the match, AJ Francis comes out after Alex started talking on the mic. AJ talks about the fans not even knowing what Bumaye means. Okay, you know what? I really like this because there's so many white people in that crowd. I'm like, you know what? Do you really, like, especially the younger people, do you know what Bumaye is? Like, did you ever see the Rumble in the Jungle? Did you see Ali versus Foreman? Was it Foreman? Yeah, it was Foreman. I second guessed myself then because when I imagined it, I imagined the old George Foreman and the old George Foreman where he's bald and stuff. They look way different. I've seen that documentary so many times, so I know all about Ali Bumaye, Ali Bumaye. So I'm getting what you're throwing out there, AJ. And then AJ goes on about people in Alex's group maybe not being so loyal to Alex, and Alex looked oddly at Mr. Thomas. I know I'm annoying. Good for AJ. Good for him. Haven't seen him have a match since leaving WWE, and the promos are good, but can he get it done bell to bell? It will have to wait and see. I'm going to have another sip of my iced tea, boys. Holy shit, dude. That's really good. That is really good. Let's move forward. MLW World Tag Team titles on the line here. The Second Gear crew. One called Manders and Matthew Justice taking on the World Titan Federation. The World Titan Federation. Davey Boy Smith and Tom Lawlor with Laurent at ringside. Here we go. It's a long time coming for the World Titan Federation. I smell title change here finally. MSL. He took a clothesline 2 weeks ago from one called Manders. So he had a neck brace. Now he's coming out with his white, we'll say scooter helmet. It's like a motorbike helmet. This is ridiculous. And he wears the same outfit every time. It starts off with it being a wild brawl as expected. Smith Jr. and Lawlor took control and started to control the pace and cut the ring off. I'm not going blow by blow. I'm just telling you, this was a great dramatic tag team match, and I would recommend checking it out. Very well put together. The Second Gear crew had Davey Boy beaten at one stage, but as referee 1, 2, we get that sweet moment where the referee just gets yanked out the ring by a heel. And Tom Lawlor not only pulled the referee out, but just ditched him into the metal barricade. It was fantastic. Or steel barricade, sorry. Steel railing, whatever. Manders and Justice then grabbed a table. This was insane, okay? Justice and Manders set up a doomsday device on Lawlor. And then Justice hit a tornado DDT off Manders' shoulders through the table. The only thing I disagree with, they needed to do something after this because Tom Lawlor kicked out of that. And I'm like, that's a finisher in every country on this planet. I don't care if we go intergalactic with that shit. A tornado DDT off a doomsday device positioned through a table is a finisher. Boys, please. You needed to at least interrupt the pin and not have him kick out. I'm sorry. It was too hectic. MSL then tried to hit Manders with his helmet, but got clocked. The helmet went flying. Davey Boy Smith Jr. grabbed the helmet, hit Manders, and then Lawlor rolled him up and got the 3 count. World Titan Federation, baby. They are finally MLW World Tag Team Champions. They celebrate, and Mr. Saint Laurent keeps falling down as they're going up the entranceway. So, new World Tag Team Champions, World Titan Federation, 11 minutes, 16 seconds. God damn it, bro. It's so hot in here. So take off all your clothes. Mads Kruger cuts a promo about Contra and his preparation. His preparation. Very good. His preparation for one last war that will burn MLW to the ground. What are you going to do, mate? No? Huh? Yeah? MLW, NJPW, New Japan World Television title on the line in the next one here. Matthew Riddle taking on Bad Dude Tito. Riddle has just won the World Television title in NJPW of not Satoshi Kojima, sorry. Hiroshi Tanahashi. Kojima is the MLW World Champion. Come on. Riddle knees Tito from the beginning, hits a German suplex. Tito no-sells it, returns with one of his own. Riddle no-sells it, and it's on for young and old here. A hot opening to this match. Riddle, with this TV title, the match is a 15-minute time limit. I barely wrote any notes in this because it only went 5 minutes and 6 seconds. Riddle did his usual flurry of moves, but Tito weathered the storm and kept in this one. They did make it seem like anyone could win this because they were going balls to the wall at the beginning here, and it was a short match, but we knew Riddle was going to retain. And he did with the Tombs Bro, which is like a cradle tombstone. Riddle in 5 minutes, 6 seconds. Not doing too bad here. Second last matchup of the show, which is the quickest match of the show. You thought Riddle's match was quick. Let's check this out. It's a $5,000 5-minute challenge non-title match. So Janai Kai with Jesus Rodriguez and Salina de la Renta takes on the challenger here, Zoey Cannon. So it's the $5,000 challenge here. I'm loving that Salina de la Renta. This is my favorite thing on the show. I'm loving that the $5,000 was in a bag with a $sign on it. That's great. That's like when in a cartoon when someone robs a bank and they got all these bags with $signs on it. Like they're just forget it. It's too good. As I was thinking to myself, geez, you know what? Janai Kai really does have some thick legs there. Like it's clear a kick from her is gonna hurt. Like she's a black belt. Like even if no one had said anything to me about that, and I just saw her in like, I don't know, like gym shorts or something like that, I would be like, okay, yeah, I reckon she does martial arts. And I laughed because as I was thinking about like her thick, strong thighs, she ended up winning by a knockout in 18 seconds. Like oh man. She came at Zoey with a big kick right to the mush. And Zoey sold it so well, she was knocked out, bro. Knocked out. Well done. And the camera view, you didn't get the shot of her face, unfortunately, after she had come to, after Janai Kai had won and was celebrating. But you could see the side of her face, and you could see Zoey was kind of making it seem like her eyes were all glazed over, and she didn't know where she was. Very good job, mate. I don't know. Let's have a look. Now I need to know. Zoey Cannon cage match. Let's see how many matches she's had. I'm assuming, yeah, she's been a singles wrestler since last year. She debuted last April. The Bombshell, Zoey Cannon. She was trained by Jesus Rodriguez. Okay, that's now okay. I'm seeing the connections here. Hang on, what's this? Someone's already voted. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Aiden Archer is. I'm not looking at the camera here. Aiden Archer gave her a vote, a rating on the 19th of October 2023. He gave her a 5 out of 10. Zoey Cannon is brand new to wrestling. However, she is a decent technician already. She just needs some more training, and she can easily be one of the best technicians in the New Jersey, New York main indie female freelancer scene or whatever. The Boston Crab she does is pretty sick, to be honest. Do you need to give her a 5 out of 10? Are you going to come back to her page in a couple years time and reassess your rating? Why do people do this? I don't get cage match, dude. I don't get it. I don't get the ratings and stuff that people go on and then they leave this comment. Like some people go on people's wrestler pages on cage match and they just go around like putting out horrible toxic comments. This guy was all right, but I just don't understand why do you need, like, she's only new in her career. Do you need to go up over to a profile and give her a 5 out of 10? Well, Zoey, if you ever see this, and I'm sure you won't, I am giving you a 10 out of 10 for that sell job you did in your match with Janai Kai. Thank you. Thank you. Cesar is in his office and applauds Salina. He sips some champagne. He challenges Salina to bring her best luchador to War Chamber to face one of his or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. Let's get to our main event of the evening. It's so hot, dude. MLW World Heavyweight Championship on the line here. Satoshi Kojima with Shigeo Okamura taking on Minoru Suzuki. Here for Major League Wrestling. Sorry. I am a bit delirious from the heat. Going crazy from the heat. That's a David Lee Roth reference. Thank you. David Lee Roth. All right. You know what? I only muck around like this because I rewatch my reviews and I need to make myself laugh because I know what's going to happen. This review is going to go out, and then in a couple of days, I'll look at the average view duration, and it'll say like 2 minutes and 20 seconds, and I'll be like, "Bah! I spoke for like nearly 30 minutes, and you mean to tell me you sons of bitches only watched me for 2.5 minutes?" It always happens, dude. It always happens. Like we'll do like a review of something like a big event, like an AEW pay-per-view, like at Wembley or whatever, or WWE, or like a WrestleMania. And it's a long review. It might be like an hour and 20 minutes because we're really doing a deep dive on the show and all that. And you put in all this effort. You watch this 4 or 5 hour pay-per-view, whatever, WrestleMania 2 days, whatever. You watch all of this footage. You sit there, record it. You edit it. You edit it. You put it together. You upload it. You fill in the description on YouTube. You put in all this effort. Like this is hours and hours of time. And you'll get 17 views and like an average view duration of like 1 minute and 17 seconds or something. And you're just like, come on, man. Please give us a chance. Take a chance, take a chance, take a chance. Okay. So this should be a treat between these two veterans. Thank you to Joe Dombrowski for the little history lesson. I did not know that Minoru Suzuki stole Satoshi's old stable Kojima goon, and it's been Suzuki goon since then. And this is like years ago. I believe Taka Michinoku and someone else, I can't remember who they said, they turned on Kojima and joined with Suzuki. So they have had a storied rivalry and have apparently battled 137 times in their history, bro. As expected, as is tradition, it's a stalemate to begin with. Kojima's selling and screaming is tremendous because he's going to the match with a bad will. So Suzuki naturally targets the knee. Suzuki ended up just booting Okamura out of the blue, which was really funny because Okamura was like coming up to check and see if Kojima was okay and just got booted. Suzuki started toying with Kojima. Okay, I got to see Minoru Suzuki wrestle in my city a few months ago, and I really enjoyed it. You can check out, we did a video blog on Minoru Suzuki versus Low Key in our city. It's actually doing really well with the views. It was a really good match, but sometimes with Minoru, and I get it, he's probably doing this his whole career, but the no selling sometimes feels a bit much. It's like, mate, Tomohiro Ishii's built more than you and he sells more than you. Like, you know, Kojima, he's built more than Suzuki. He sells more. Tanahashi, he's built more. He sells more. What gives Suzuki the right with his frame and his size that he's just like impervious to pain? He's really good at it. Don't get me wrong. Like, not pulling any sort of facial expression when you get chopped the shit out of. Like, you know what? I want to see Gunter give Minoru Suzuki one of his hardest chops ever, and I want to see him no sell that shit. Please, I would love to see that. I'm gonna have to Google and see if they've ever worked together. I doubt it, but so late into this matchup, Suzuki gets close to knocking Kojima out. Great selling from Kojima. Kojima hit a Koji cutter out of nowhere to finally gain a sense of advantage, but then he missed a lariato, and Suzuki went back to working on the knee and trying to choke Kojima out. Suzuki thought he choked Kojima out, went for a pin, and I actually thought it was over. I thought maybe Kojima had to drop the belt because he's got to have knee surgery. All in this like split second of Suzuki going for a pin after a sleeper hold. That was a real naked choke, but he kicked out. Suzuki went for the gotch pile driver. Kojima blocked it, hit the lariat, then hit a brainbuster, only for a 2, and Suzuki barely sells it. Kojima went for 2 lariats. They were blocked, but then he hit one with his left arm and then hit a final one with his right arm, and he finally retained. Great battle. 16 minutes, 25 seconds. Thank you. Final thoughts. This was a solid card of pro wrestling, giving a 7.5 out of 10. I gave Burning Crush an 8 out of 10 because I thought that was more fun. You know why? Because it's more storyline driven stuff on that show, which is my bag. I enjoy the entertainment side a little bit more, ladies and gentlemen. Who knows, if Zeta was on this show, then it might have got an 8 as well, but she wasn't. So tough titties, boys. MLW, though, still firing on all cylinders. They have upcoming shows like Once Upon a Time in New York in a few weeks, which will be free on YouTube. I implore you, if you have not watched MLW, watch Once Upon a Time in New York, or go back and watch Burning Crush, or go back and watch. Was Super Fight free? Now I'm gonna have to look because I'm trying to plug this shit. If anyone got this deep into the review, which I doubt highly. I doubt it very highly. Just trying to fill air while I'm trying to get to the website. Okay. Oh, it was Reload. So if you go onto their YouTube, honestly, I'd tell you to do this. Go to their YouTube, watch MLW Holiday Rush from 2 months ago. So it's not even 2 hours long. MLW Reload 1 month ago. Burning Crush 2 weeks ago. I would tell you watch those 3 shows. And if you're into it, then watch Once Upon a Time in New York later this month. And then spend a bit of that money on Triller, Fite TV, and get War Chamber, which I'm sure is going to be fantastic. I look forward to it. And I thank all of you for checking us out here on the Slam Society for my review here of MLW Intimidation Games. I'm Karlifornia. Thank you so much again. I want to say thank you again and again and again and again. Your support means a lot. And we'll see you tomorrow for the AEW Revolution review. See you next time.